Hello, everyone. I'm Doug Rieder. This is Sam Harding. To my left, we are members of the Jefferson Rotary Club, and we're here to talk to you about the 27th Annual Rotary Club of Jefferson fundraising dinner and auctions. Sam, great of Art of Aries to allow us to do this podcast and to invite those who are familiar and those who are not familiar to learn a little bit more about why we do this every year.
Yeah, this is great that Art of Aries is doing this for us. That's a wonderful way to start this off, and we do have a kind of a recognition thing out there that people don't understand all that we do with the Rotary auction, even though we've done it 26 times, and this will be our 27th. So, this is a great opportunity to talk about it.
A little history: the Rotary Club of Jefferson is just over 100 years old. Rotary International is what our club is part of, and that was founded by a man named Paul Harris in Chicago in 1905. So as the late Judge K. David Harris from Jefferson might say, learning we're 103 years old, Sam, he might say, you're showing signs of stability.
That would be a saying he would have said.
So we started the auction. This is our 27th. Used to do fundraising chicken dinners. Veterans of Jefferson will remember those, and we quite literally spilled the beans maybe one time too many.
That was a long stretch of grease, and
it was labor intensive.
And
it wasn't all that financially rewarding.
It was not. So
we switched to an auction and heard some other Rotary clubs in our district, District 6000 in Iowa, which basically is the southern half of Iowa from western border to eastern border. And so we thought we'd try it. Right. And the first year, Sam, we totaled about 18 to 20 chicken barbecues worth of dollars in one go.
I mean, I remember the talk about it because Jim Copeland and Larry Fye were really wanting to do it. So they went to Atlantic, who had a very successful auction. And they came home with some ideas, and they said, but we can do these things differently, and we think it'll be okay. And some of us were like, well, the chicken barbecue is guaranteed money. We know how to run that. We're making $2,000 a year. That's set. And so we said, well, what if we could make $7,500 out of the auction? We said, well, if we could do that, we'd keep going with the auction. Otherwise, we'll go back to the barbecue. We'd made, like you said, 10, 20. We made $20,000 on our first auction, and that was where it was born.
So, yes, everything's labor intensive, right? I mean, you have to put work into it to get something out of it. But the biggest thing is now, over these last 20 plus years, we have more money to donate every year. We have an application process that opens in the spring, and a Rotarian committee decides who gets that funding and where it goes and how much and so on, and we do that every year. So we have totaled well over $700,000 in our 26 previous auctions, and nearly all of that has been given away to nonprofits, organizations in or very near to Greene County. And Sam, as you well know, a little bit of that goes to Rotary International to eradicate polio from the face of the earth.
And that's a big mission of Rotary International. Started in the 80s. At that time, polio was endemic even in the United States. As we've worked really hard over the years with polio vaccines, Rotary's poured a lot of money into it. They've teamed with Bill Gates and his wife and their foundation, and raised money. We've raised $1 billion now, I think, and we have it down to 2 countries. Last year, there was less than 100 cases of polio in the whole world. When we started, there was 100 cases of polio in Iowa. So, I mean, we're very close. There's only been one disease ever eradicated from the world, and now smallpox. We're on the verge of the second one, and Rotary's been taking the lead on that. So we do take some of this well-earned money and we put it toward that worthy project.
Some Rotary International funds, less than that what goes to eradicate polio, is going to fight malaria. Again, here we don't worry about malaria.
Yep.
But in parts of the world,
They do, and they need help. We help with getting clean water, some of that. We get them the nets so they can sleep and not have the mosquito bites. There's a lot of great works that Rotary does internationally, and we get to be, as members of the club level down here, we can take advantage of all of the ways they're already set up to help the world. They already have all the connections and the ways to get money where it needs to go, and all we have to do is get them some money. So that makes it a lot better for all of us too.
In Rotary, the motto is service above self. Very simple, just a few words, 3 words, service above self. So that is our mission, and we also live by what we call the 4-way test. Anyone who's been at a Rotary meeting will hear us recite the 4-way test at the end of each meeting, and we, in our daily lives, try to live by that 4-way test. Now, we are all human beings. Maybe we're not perfect, but that 4-way test, Sam?
First,
is it
the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
So that's the Rotary 4-way test. So when you help, whether you're attending the auction in person, which this year is November 21 at Wild Rose, Jefferson, whether you're donating, whether it's dollars, whether it's items, experiences, whether you're bidding in our online auction. We have 2 auctions, online November 15 through the evening of November 21, or the actual dinner/auction at Wild Rose, Jefferson. However you help, you're helping us further our cause, serving above self. And so with more than $700,000 raised and most of that donated, we are very confident we'll top the total $750,000, $750,000 with this 27th auction, Sam.
It's hard to fathom that, looking back when we started and with a number that was 7,500, and now we're going to be at 750,000. It's just been a great experience as we've grown into it. We've made a lot of changes, and we do it a lot differently than we did back then. But it's a very fun event. It's great. We have other games that we play besides the auction. We have a lot of great fun that night, and we have an excellent prime rib dinner at the casino. So
rosemary chicken for those
who choose
not to eat prime rib. I don't know how the rosemary chicken is because I always eat the prime rib.
Me too.
But I'm sure it's very good.
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it is, because there's people that like it. They tell us that's what they want. So we're looking forward to that, and we're busy getting items put into our online auction every day. So soon when November 15th, when that goes live, take a chance and go over there and look at some of those items and maybe put a bid or 2 on them.
And JeffersonRotary.org is where the link is, and at the top of that JeffersonRotary.org page, you just click there, and then the different auction items appear, as well as where to buy tickets. You can buy a table of 8 for $400. You can buy individual tickets for $50, so there's no price break. But the big advantage to buying that table, you get to choose who sits with you.
Otherwise, we assign.
Otherwise,
so if you want to sit with your friends, the best way to do that is to get a table.
Sam, let's talk a little bit about where some of in recent years, where some of our funds that we raised during our auctions, where those have gone.
That's a good idea. What should we start with?
Well, I think school is
the school's a great place
to begin with. We have 2 districts in Greene County, the Greene County High School School District, and then Peyton-Churdan. And in recent years, both have received funding.
We at one point a couple of years ago, we did what's called our Fund a Need of the night, and that went to mental health counseling for both schools. It was about 20,000.
Maybe a little
less than that.
Maybe, but in that.
But it was a big number, and that was split between Greene County High School and Peyton-Churdan High School, based on enrollment. And you've talked to both of their
I have.
counselors.
One of the things that really opened my eyes, talking with Kyle Kinney here, Annie Smith at Peyton Sheridan, we're on the outside, those of us who aren't in school on a daily basis and don't see and really get to know our kids and our families and their situations. When you say mental health, I think of, formal counseling, and certainly that is a part of it. But what I learned, and many of us learned through that experience, there's so much more to it. Here's how it was explained to me. With these funds, in at least one case, perhaps more, there was a student or students that they were disruptive. They were causing issues. And the school personnel, tried different things. And finally they realized, school does eye testing and ear testing and so on. They realized that this person or people needed glasses. Well, the family, for whatever reason, didn't get that done, didn't get the eyewear that was needed. So with some of our funding, they got this young person the glasses they need, and those problems in the classroom went away because that person or those people can see. And so they're not disruptive, they're paying attention. But when your vision's not good, and some of you watching, you may have those issues. I wear a contact lens, Sam wears glasses, we all don't have perfect vision. But, I could see in a classroom setting, a young person, you're restless, you don't know what's going on because you can't see.
And that's exactly right.
That's one example. I had no idea. Or the young lady, through these funds, got her first prom dress.
Right.
Couldn't afford new shoes, first professional haircut, or whatever the situation might be.
And all of those things, like you said, until we talked to them, we didn't realize those were the kind of things that really matter in mental health at that age.
Because think of the confidence level.
Yeah.
Now, you're not the kid who doesn't have this or can't afford that.
Right.
Or looks different or whatever. We're all in that teenage peer group at one time or another. And, and so I really appreciate Kyle Kinney and Annie Smith taking the time to visit with us. And we're really happy that those funds went where they did, helped those that they helped. Now, we have an application process every spring. I hope those school districts apply again. Those funds don't last forever, and it wasn't $1 million or anything.
No, but it was a lot, and it made a difference.
But the need continues.
And it won't go away, unfortunately.
Not going to go away.
So,
but that's just, we bring that up because that's just an example of, and many other things for our two county schools that we've funded.
Including lots of scholarships.
We do a dessert auction at our dinner auction. Again, that's November 21 at Wild Rose, Jefferson. And tickets on the link at jeffersonrotary.org. So there's social time at 5:30. Then at 6:30 or thereabouts, we sit down for dinner. And the first thing we do, we have a dessert auction. We'll have 10 to 12 desserts, really good, very well made. And the first dessert that's sold, the table that buys it, and you buy it by a table, the table that buys it gets to not only choose which dessert they want, but they get to eat in the prime rib and rosemary chicken buffet line first. Second dessert sold, gets second choice, eats second, etc. Well, one change we made this year was, in the past we'd have a dessert for those tables that didn't buy one. We don't have dessert for those tables that aren't buying one this year. So if you want dessert,
you're going to have to buy one of the dessert auctions.
Table needs to buy one.
And there's not enough to go to every table.
And all the proceeds from the dessert auction portion of the evening go to Greene County seniors and scholarships for those seniors. And last year alone, that totaled $8,000.
Right.
So certainly,
and it makes a big difference. Big difference.
And then we eat dinner, and then after the dinner, we'll have about 30 to 35 live auction and experiences and items. Prior to that, I mentioned the online auction that starts at noon on the 15th of November, going through about the time we're done eating on the 21st of November. So those online items, anyone, anywhere with an internet connection
Can bid on
can
those starting November 15th.
Yeah, anyone, anywhere with an internet connection.
Yep.
The live auction items, you either need to be there or you need to talk someone who's going to bid on your behalf that's going to be there.
And we have ways to sign up for one of us to be a proxy for you. So if you're really interested in something you see on the live auction, we got some really great stuff on the live auction we'll talk about. But we would be glad to do your bidding for you. If you want us to, just let us know. We're good at bidding. We have a lot of great items, and we just want to make sure they bring in everything that they can so we can have the kind of success we've been having.
We brought just a couple things in person. And we'll talk about some other things that we don't have in our hands, but football fans, Iowa State fans, San Francisco 49er fans, Brock Purdy fans, here's a signed 16 by 20 color action photograph that we'll be auctioning off at the live portion of the auction on November 21, signed by Brock Purdy. And that's kind of signature Brock. He's in the end zone and makes a great play, does this little hop, skip thing with his feet. And so we have that to be auctioned off. A few people watched the Super Bowl last February when the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. And Cooper DeJean, a former Iowa Hawkeye, former OABCIG player from Odie, he signed this. This is right after he crossed the goal line.
Right after he made the
intercepting
touchdown.
the pass, scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl on his 22nd birthday. Iowan Cooper DeJean. So we have that autographed, and we'll be auctioning that as well.
And you got to see a person that you actually broadcast a game where they played, and he won in the Super Bowl. First time of your career.
Yeah, so Cooper was a sophomore when OABCIG played football here, and the Rams beat OABCIG's Falcons rather badly. It was the last game of the regular season, playoff implications, and he scored their only touchdown, but he played wide receiver that year. The next year, they had a good quarterback. Next year, he played quarterback. We were in the game, behind a little bit, but not bad. We had them pinned on their 3-yard line until Cooper DeJean went 97 yards untouched for a touchdown, and that pretty much ended the Rams' hopes. And then the next year when he was a senior, they dropped to 1A, and we did not play them then. Of course, he had a great Hawkeye career and great start to his professional career. But, yeah, that's a neat thing that we have. Many sports-related things, but not all sports-related. Sam, let's talk a little bit about the Hallmark Experience, December 5, 6, 7 at the Crown Center in Kansas City.
This is a really cool event. We found out from folks that like Hallmark movies. And
who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Well,
I've even seen some.
I've seen several. But we got this experience idea from one of our Rotarians, and they said, this looks cool. So we went ahead with it. What you get is you get to go down to Kansas City, and there's 2 stage events where you will meet 11 of the stars of Hallmark movies. Melissa Peterman is on that weekend. Lacey Chabert is on that weekend. Andrew Jackson is on that weekend. They got a lot of really big stars of their movies, and you get to interact with them with the tickets that we bought.
What's Melissa Peterman been in besides Hallmark movies?
Everything. Doug loves her.
The first Reba show, the current Reba show. Young Sheldon, she was the tall blonde next door neighbor lady who put a move on George Cooper in the TV show. And so very well-known actress.
Yes, very well.
And Lacey, would she be kind of the queen of Hallmark movies?
I think she's probably the queen of Hallmark movies at this point. She has done dozens of Hallmark movies, and she is a really good actress. I enjoy the ones she does.
I think she came up through the soap operas.
She did come from the soap operas first and then worked into these. So, but you will have a great time, and that's just one of the things that you get to do. It has a whole bunch of other pieces to it. They got the whole Crown Center lit up with trees and experiences for you. You can sign up for a class to make your own Hallmark ornament, get to paint it the way you want, and everything. There's classes for Hallmark card making. They'll even have ones with their people that write the cards. They will work with you on how to write stuff to put in your card and how to make it look nice. So there's all kinds of just those kind of experiences besides getting to meet the stars.
So transportation is not included, neither is lodging or food,
just
but
the experience is
the experience is what we're talking about. And you can add, we again have several things included, but you can add even more at your own expense should you choose to do that. A little bit similar with our Disney World experience, Sam, that we work with fellow Rotarian Victoria Oger and Good Trip Travel in Ankeny. She put that together for us. Now that can be used anytime through January of 2027. It's for 4 people. Again, no transportation or food involved, but talk to us a little bit more about Disney World.
So this was a really great idea that Victoria gave us, and she's developed a really nice package. She'll do all the work as a travel agent she has Disney experts in her firm that will set it up. You'll stay on the resort somewhere, one of the hotels in the resort. All of that's covered, and so are all your park hopper tickets. So you can pick which parks you want to go to, and it's for 4 folks. She can help you sign up for meal plans, those kinds of things, so that you can cover all those. But that's not included. But her service is to help you get what you want. She'll help you set it all up. So that's going to be the best thing in the auction. And she sent us some swag. So we have this that will go in there. This is really cool. Winnie the Pooh backpack. It's all vinyl. Can't you just see your little one playing with this? And she filled it up with even more stuff. We've got little travel bottles, and we have a cosmetic case with Minnie on it. All these little great things, and there's much more. But it's going to be the prime auction item that we have this year. We've never had this big an item on there, so it's going to be exciting to see how the bidding goes on our Disney vacation this year.
So who might want to bid on that and have their family or friends experience Disney World?
I could say just any parent could do it, but I really think this is a great grandparent gift to get to your grandkids, and she can help you add some other people besides the 4. If you just want to you and your wife want to take your 2 grandkids down there, that's fine too. That's fine. But we think it's a great grandkid item because your grandkids are going to love being there, and they're going to
great grandkids too.
Great grandkids too. This is an unlimited amount of ways to use these passes in the hotel.
Again, we have several things in the base plan, but if you purchase this, you can add to it should you choose
Correct.
to. You're not required to. It's just if you want to do more.
Right.
If you want to have a higher level hotel, we've got what's called a moderate hotel. Nothing wrong with a hotel, but they're all, Disney has, I don't know how many.
Yeah, and
hotels.
we're in the upper third, but there's ones
hotel.
clear at the top if you want those. They cost extra, and Victoria will help you get all that set up.
Yeah, and we have not, as a Rotary Club, done those 2 things, the Hallmark Experience in Kansas City and the Disney World Experience in Orlando. There's our first time for both.
First time for those. We've never tried that, and so we'll see how they go. We've had a lot of different experiences over the year. We've given away trips to Africa. Those went really well. This is our biggest one ever, and we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited about it.
Sam, one that's very near dear to Rotarians and so many people throughout Greene County. You knew Sid Jones is, in Sid's passing earlier this year. He put together a fishing trip for us for many years
auctions
now, and it had been at Lake Rathbun. It's been different places. We went to Okoboji last year, and with the generosity of the Jones family and Home State Bank and Aaron Schroeder, That's all going to happen again. It's going to be the Sid Jones Memorial fishing trip.
It is, and we are. Sid has been an anchor for this auction for a long time. He's done a lot of the legwork. He's done a lot of the helping. We're going to miss Sid a lot in more than one way, but definitely at the auction. And we are so looking forward to continuing a fishing trip in our auction every year in Sid's memory. And this will be a great one. The people that bought it last year will happen to be my daughter and son-in-law, and they took their two boys, and they had the time of their lives on this fishing trip at Okoboji. And you had a condo stay that's at Bridges Bay where they got a water park, and they got to play in that. It was great for that. But Sid had actually envisioned it as 3 couples would go up there and stay in Aaron Schroeder's condo. Very comfortable, very nice condo at Bridges Bay, and they would stay there, and the men would go fishing and the wives would go shopping. My kids saw it differently and had a great time, so it works for either one. In fact, my grandson ended up catching a yellow bass of a certain size that he got his picture on the website of the Department of Natural Resources in Des Moines. So he's a master angler, it says. So they had a blast, and the guide loved it. He just loved how excited the kids got. So it's a great trip, and if you want to take your kids, the guide is really great at helping you. They thought they'd catch 10 to 12 fish. They caught that in the first couple hours. They just had a great time. So it's going to be a great one. We continue. Because Sid did a lot of things, but Sid loved to fish, and we've heard a lot of fishing stories about Sid. So it's wonderful that we get to continue to remember him in this way.
Members of the Jones family will be on hand at our November 21 auction. Let's go to comedy. Who are some of the top comedians in your lifetime, Sam?
Oh, it's a guy that had a show, Seinfeld or something.
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that. And we might have tickets to his Des Moines appearance.
March 7th, 2026 at the Civic
At
Center.
the Des Moines Civic Center.
It's a more intimate venue than some of your 15,000 seat venues. And Jerry Seinfeld, 2 tickets.
Jerry Seinfeld, and these are great tickets. And I got to see him a while back. He is hilarious. This is one of the best concerts we've got in a long time. So this is going to be a great item, and you will be laughing so hard you'll be crying. He is just he has that kind of deadpan humor on his show, and he has it there too, and it is hilarious.
And of course, Seinfeld has been on television reruns for decades, so even the young ones now know who
That's true.
Jerry Seinfeld is, and those of us who watched it at first run, of course, have known him for decades, but the newer generations keep discovering his comedy.
That's right, and it's great, and it's clean. I mean, one of the best parts of going to watch him, he doesn't use a lot of unnecessary language. He just makes his points in a nice, clean, fun way, and you still enjoy all of his jokes.
That's just down the road at the Civic Center in Des Moines. Right here at home in Jefferson, we brought back, after a several-year absence, a progressive dinner, Sam, with 3 stops for 8 people that we're going to sell at our live auction November 21 at Wild Rose Jefferson. Not just you and I, but those that we've told about this, pretty excited about it.
We've had a progressive dinner before that you went to different Rotarian houses, and it was pretty successful, but we were starting to get a little worn out with the people going to people's houses. So we were bringing it back this year, and we're keeping it on the square. So you'll start at the public house. It will be open by then, and they're going to be hosting us in their private room. This is a progressive dinner for 8. So you'll get appetizers and cocktails there, and then you'll have a nice dinner there. And from there, you'll walk across the square to the bell tower, where they'll take you up to the top of the tower, and we will have a very fancy dessert up there for you to enjoy and to look out of the tower. We'll try and get Rick Moraine to play some music for you off the bell tower if we can. All those kinds of things are depending on when it happens. When you choose to make it happen, that can happen. And then we're topping that off. And if you don't know this, and most people don't know this, there is a speakeasy in Jefferson. You want to tell us about the speakeasy?
Oh, yeah, sure. Now
You've gotten to visit it.
I have been up there. It's they don't have a liquor license, so this part of it will be if you want alcohol, you have to bring your own. There are steps to climb up because it is at the top of the Palmer Medical Building, which is right next to Raccoon Valley Radio on the north side of the square. But it's a fantastic facility that Dave Palmer and his wife and his company have built there. So that's where we'll end up with just some casual social time, perhaps some libations. Again, it's bring your own for that part of it. And the tower, the new Publix house, the speakeasy, and really the only, I guess you call blackout dates would be, don't try to schedule on a holiday. Don't try to schedule on bell tower weekend. But pretty liberally scheduling beyond that, all of 2026. So there's a lot of time where you could find one night.
Right, and it's going to be a fun night for 8 folks. So if you're at the auction and have 8 people around your table, maybe that's a good time for you to all say, how much do we want to do this? So we're looking forward to how that's going to work. The speakeasy, that is going to be cool. And they're going to have fun. And we are looking forward to partnering with Public House to get this show started. So,
Sam, other concerts, shows, that sort of thing. There's all kinds of things. The Sierra Community Theater recently underwent renovation.
Right.
And we've had the golden ticket there for a long time. You've bought it probably more than once.
I've had it a couple times, and my wife and I love the golden ticket. We have it every year in auction, and it gets you into the Sierra Theater for any movie you want. You could go every night it's open, and you get in free for 2 people for a whole year. So we have just loved going up there, and now with the new seats and the better system, it is so comfortable. Those seats rock now. I mean, this is awesome. It is awesome. So that's one of our best items every year, and it's going to be even more valuable this year with all the upgrades on the theater, because it's really going to be a fun place to go do something. So we're looking forward to it, Doug. I think that's one of our good items.
And one of the things, we have physical things, but we have experiences as well. What's another experience that comes to mind for you, Sam, that either we have done or have not done previously at our auctions?
We've never done this one. We have a shooting experience where you get to go to a private gun club down in Adel.
Doc's Hunt Club?
Doc's Hunt Club, and you will be able to hunt birds. And they will provide, the birds will be out there, and you get to hunt them down.
It's a half-day hunt. You can bring your own dog, or they have a dog.
Or they have a dog for you.
For you. You can choose between
quail and pheasant and
chucker partridge.
Chucker partridges, yes.
Yeah, so you let them know which.
We've never had something like that. A lot of guys, if they want to even just test their dog, it's a great place to get your dog some initial testing for the year. But yeah, it's going to be that one we've never done before. So that one is cool.
Again, there's a lot of time to use that. So you contact Aaron Nelson, the owner at Doc's Hunt Club at Adel. We'll have all the contact info for you and set up what date you would like that to happen.
Yep.
And that came about because of a suggestion, or we just go around sometimes and say, hey, what can we do for the Rotary auction that we haven't done before? And one of the people I asked said, well, have you ever done Doc's Hunt Club? No. What's that? Where's that? He told us, and we put it together. And Aaron Nelson, the owner, is super excited to have us.
He really was. He was very excited.
Yeah.
And that same kind of way that we found out a couple of experiences that we're going to sell that are in Ames. We asked them, what kind of things can we do? Because you and I spend way too much time looking for things to put in the auction for a whole year. And so we have two over there that got suggested. One was a place called The Recipe in downtown Ames, and they have a cooking school. And they have classes that you can take to learn to make all kinds of different dishes, you know, from pastas to paellas to desserts even. And so you get to learn all that, and then you get to eat the food that you made. And so we have that experience. That's going to be a really cool one. And then we also there's a place in the Ames called Cyclone Liquors, which has more bottles of booze in it than any place I've ever seen. And they specialize in wanting to teach you how to enjoy your libations. So they have a lot of classes telling you how to pick wine and how to pick beer and what you might want to look for in them and all of those kinds of things. And then they help you find that if that's what you want. They have especially their bourbon tastings they're famous for. So we have that experience in there too. And there's enough money for several, you and your friends, and then money probably to buy more of their libations that you buy, that you decide you like.
And at Cyclone Liquors, this part of it that Sam's talking about is in their back bar. And you wouldn't even know there was a bar unless someone showed you to the back and where the bar is. And in both cases, The Recipe or Cyclone Liquors, you can use those funds on gift cards for those experiences for their retail stores.
For their
they
retail
both have
store.
Retail. And in the case of The Recipe, they actually have 3 stores under the same ownership, and that gift card's good for any of the 3 stores.
Yes. And the one store, it has every kitchen item I've ever seen.
Kitchen Emporium.
Yeah, it's Chef's Emporium.
Cook's Emporium.
Cook's Emporium.
Pardon me.
Yep.
Cook's Emporium. It's got a lot of stuff.
It's got everything you could imagine. If you need a kitchen and device or gadget, it's got it. And from every quality level too. I mean, just really great stuff. So those are 2 really cool ones that, again, somebody just gave us an idea and we started following it up and turned into a really good auction item.
So we've gone long enough without talking sports. So I think we better circle back to that, or I'm going to get a bad reputation. But Doug going 20 minutes without talking sports? What's up with that?
Well, and we get lectured a lot that we talk about sports too much.
So we're fortunate in Jefferson to have connections to some professional players, and one of those is Jackson Hayes. His mother, Christy Kinney. Christy Kinney Hayes was such a fabulous athlete here in the inaugural Greene County High School Athletic Hall of Fame class. She's in Drake Basketball's Hall of Fame. She was a Drake Basketball All-American, honorable mention All-American, and they went to NCAA tournaments when Christy played for the Bulldogs, who then were coached by Lisa Bluter,
Right.
the recently retired former Iowa Hawkeye head women's coach, who was Caitlin Clark's coach. So we have a Jackson Hayes autographed basketball that Christy's family and Kyle Kinney, Jackson's uncle, Kyle lives here. He was instrumental in helping us to get that. So Jackson is an NBA veteran now. I believe this is his 7th year in the league, his 3rd with the Los Angeles Lakers. So LeBron James is his teammate. No, we don't have anything signed by LeBron
and Luka,
James.
no.
Yeah. So we have that ball. We have a number of football-related items, footballs that are signed by professional coaches and players, mini helmets that are signed by players. Baseball, we have a Byron Buxton autographed helmet. He's the Minnesota Twins All-Star outfielder. We also have other...
the Ryan Sandberg bat from Cooperstown. It is really cool. He's in the Hall of Fame, and this is his Hall of Fame bat.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Sadly, yeah, it was a bat that he did not use.
He did not use it. It was made
by
Yep.
the Hall of Fame wood shop, and it has his name and his stats for his career engraved on the end of the bat, the fat part of the bat, which is it's a tremendous. We have several Chicago Cubs autographed items. I think 6, I believe.
We do.
Chris Bryant leaping in the air seconds after they won the World Series in 2016. That's autographed by Chris Bryant. Anthony Rizzo, Nico Horner, who recently won a Gold Glove again, their second baseman currently.
Yep.
He has an autographed color action photo that's framed. So a lot of sports items, but again, not exclusively sports items.
But
by
we
any
also have
means.
sports experiences.
We do.
We have, once again, and we've had it for a few years, and it's been a very popular item. We have a skybox at the Iowa Cubs for 10 folks, your own private skybox, and one of you gets to throw out the first pitch of the night. It's been a really fun time for lots of different groups. And you can also then buy 10 more tickets because your skybox can have 20 in it.
Ours always does.
And ours always
It's
does.
very comfortable, and it is a great time.
And it has really been one of our best items for several years, and I don't see that changing.
We have regular season tickets to the Iowa Cubs as well for 4 people. That's aside from the skybox.
Right.
We have Cedar Rapids Colonels, Class A, Midwest League. That's Minnesota Twins affiliate. We have tickets that they have donated as well, and St. Louis Cardinals have donated a voucher for 2 tickets. There are a few exclusions.
The Iowa Wild have donated tickets to
And that's
watch
a different
hockey.
looking baseball. It's black and it's not a baseball.
It might be called a puck.
It's a hockey puck.
Yeah.
We have that. We have many other
We also have
sports-related items.
several. We have 3 different packages to the Iowa State women's basketball game this year, with 2 teams that are loaded and ranked, and it's going to be a heck of a game. It's at Iowa State. We have excellent seats to watch that game. We have 10 seats total over 3 packages, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Wednesday, December 10 is the date of that at Hilton Coliseum in Ames. One of those 4 seat packages includes a parking pass and tickets to the private club Johnny's. And then there's another 4, and then there's a 2. So 4, 4, and 2. Iowa at Iowa State women's basketball, both top 25 ranked, and both just beat the same Southern team by similar scores
Yep.
very early in their seasons. And so
And both Hannah Stolke from Iowa and Audie Crooks from Iowa State were on the U.S. team that played in the Pan American Games this year and won the gold medal. So Addie Brown from Iowa State was invited and did not make the squad, but she was to that level.
we have an Addie Brown autograph, a 12 by 12 replica of a hardwood 12-inch by 12-inch. It's not the real hardwood, but it's her real autograph. We have Hannah Stulke in an action photo, her autograph. Addie Deal, the freshman, who's highly regarded Iowa Hawkeye. We have her. We have Bennett Sturtz, the Iowa Hawkeye transfer, the former Missouri Valley Conference MVP, who had a great opener for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We have his photo autographed. I think we have 8 Iowa State autographed items, I think. Football
think
coach
that's
Matt
right.
Campbell. We've got current and former players. We've got the 2 recent rookies for the Houston Texans.
For the Houston Texans.
in the NFL.
We have their matching helmets that'll be together, Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. That's going to be some really cool items. We got a lot of Iowa and Iowa State former athletes and have autographs of those. That'll be fun little items that are in the silent auction that you can bid on starting November 15th. And you can go to jeffersonrotary.org and you can get to the auction and start bidding on the 15th of November.
The Minnesota Vikings have donated to our auction. So have the Green Bay Packers, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Won't mention everybody, but we will have more than 100 items. Again, about 30 to 35 of those will be live auction items on November 21 at Wild Rose Jefferson, and the others will be online starting November 15 at noon. And that online auction goes until we get done with dinner, 7:30, 7:45, the night of November 21 at Wild Rose Jefferson. So we'll cut off the online part then, and we'll go to the live part at that time, Sam.
And the good part of that online part at the very end is the auction service we use has what's called extended bidding. So if you get outbid at the last second, It will then give you 3 minutes to make another bid. And it'll keep going those 3 minutes back and forth until somebody finally gives up for 3 minutes, and then you would win. So that's a great protection, because if you've ever sat on eBay or something and tried to bid on something at the very last minute, somebody punches the button and beats you by $1. There's nothing more frustrating than that. So we pay for that extra for that feature, but we think it's been a great one for people to make sure that they get what they want. Even because maybe they were willing to go higher, but they thought they could get it a little lower. But yeah.
So let's say that the online auction's over, the dinner auction is over, dinner is over, our 30-some items in the live in-person auction have been auctioned off. That's done. Our final thing is called Fund a Need. And our club picks a different need each year. We've done this for the last half a dozen years, probably, something like that. And then the Fund a Need is strictly a monetary donation. The auctioneer will start off with who will donate. He'll start at a higher number, and you raise your hand, and they'll jot down your bidding number. And then they'll go to a lower number and a lower number. And so everyone will have a chance to donate to that cause. Midwest Missions is the Fund a Need this year that our Jefferson Rotary Club has chosen. And Sam, you're close to that organization. What does Midwest Missions do? Where are they? What's their purpose?
It's a great organization. It was founded originally by the United Methodist Church in Illinois as a depot for helping get kits and things to send overseas and help things like school kits and laundry kits and these different ways. And then a lot of disaster relief has now come from that. We have what's called flood buckets and different. So they assemble these. They take other donations. They do treadle sewing machines and electric sewing machines that you don't want. They will fix those. They can send those into poverty-stricken countries where they can give those to someone who can start a little micro business to feed their family by sewing people's things and that kind of stuff. So they have those kinds of things. They do a lot. They move a lot of medical equipment. We all have medical equipment that we might even be throwing away. Your grandpa got a walker when he died, and they send those again to overseas to these countries. A lot of them in South America and Central America too. They've shipped on I think 25 or 30 shipments already international in the last 2 months, just that's out of their Illinois location. They finally outgrew this Illinois location, and they picked Iowa as their place. They wanted to start another one. They serve Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, and all of that region, the Dakotas and Nebraska. So they got all those states with, I guess they left out Wisconsin. Probably.
So all those, the Midwest.
They served the upper Midwest. That's why it's called Midwest Mission. And they are looking, they have bought a building here in Jefferson that was originally the Fairway store, the original Fairway store before they built the new one. It started its life as an implement dealer. The last thing before Midwest Mission got it, it was a phone-in center for tech support. And so that it was set up for that. They are bringing in people to volunteer in that, and then they've just been swamped with people volunteering and donations. And they picked Iowa because for years Iowa has done what they call in-gathering through the Methodist churches, where all the ladies, the United Methodist Women groups would gather all these kits. They'd put together the school kits and the this and that, and they would make these kits, and they would gather them in and give them to Midwest Mission. We were the only state that did that, and it's still huge, and it's even bigger, the amount of those they get. So they bought the building. They got it at a price that was very favorable from Greene County Development, and that was great. They still have to complete their building fund. They wanted to raise $400,000, and they're about halfway, a little over halfway to that. And that's so they can build onto that building to build warehouse space so that they can really make this location take off. It's already sending stuff back to Illinois every week, and a semi-load a week almost goes back there. It could do more if we had more space to store the items in the first place to put them together. So they're looking to build onto that, and that's what our Fund a Need is for. It's a great group of folks, and it's bringing in people that from, I think she said, 10 states already, and almost every county in Iowa have sent someone here and done work in Midwest Michigan.
So that's economic development here in Greene County as well, as those people have to eat and stay and get gasoline and
all of
et cetera, et cetera. The other thing I'd like to point out, yes, it is affiliated. It was begun the United Methodist Church, but it doesn't matter if you have an affiliation to.
That's true.
Or no affiliation. It's helping people. And yes, it goes overseas, but it helps people in the United States as well, particularly from that disaster standpoint and other.
And even right here in Iowa, during the tornado at Greenfield, 3 or 4 semi-loads came from Illinois down there, and then they actually shipped some straight from the Iowa down there.
I think the flooding in Spencer and other parts of the state.
And flooding in Spencer, all of those.
So it's not just overseas. It's not just one religion.
It's everybody. It started as a United Methodist organization. It is not a United Methodist organization now. It stands on its own, and it accepts from everybody. But it makes a big difference for a lot of folks in the world. So we're proud that we get to help them with their goal of expanding here in Jefferson.
Well, we thank Art of Aries again for hosting this podcast, allowing Sam Harding, myself, Doug Rieder, for talking about our 27th annual fundraising dinner and auction. 2 auctions again, online, November 15 at noon through the evening of November 21, and then in person at Wild Rose Jefferson. The social time on November 21 is 5:30, dinner around 6:30 or just thereafter. Dessert auction starts out off in a prime rib and rosemary chicken buffet with the trimmings, and then our 30-some auction items live, followed by the auction closing Fund a Need benefiting Midwest Mission. So, Sam?
And let's remind folks that if they can't come to those, they also could buy a raffle ticket from any Rotarian. The raffle is a $5 ticket, and you get 8. There's 8 drawings for a $250 prize out of that. So you got a really good shot at taking home $250, and $5 is a great way to help us make a difference. So
thanks for bringing that up. One more thing about that, we've changed a little bit over the last few years. Individuals can put their names on those tickets, and individuals can win that money. But you can also put your name on the ticket and then circle one of 3 nonprofits and have the money go to them. Those are local nonprofit organizations.
So it's the Webb House and the Sierra Theater and the ARC Food Pantry this year on the ticket.
So lots of ways to help: in person, online, buying raffle tickets, donating something, donate cash to the Rotary Club of Jefferson Foundation or items. Sam and I are in that line of work for the auction, so we've been busy and will continue to be busy lining up things that people will buy through our online and our in-person auctions. We thank John Bruno, fellow Rotarian, for lining this up, and Talif Sorensen for filming, and all of the Art of Aries people. They are donating this, and we certainly appreciate their efforts in helping us have a successful 27th annual fundraising dinner and auction, Sam.
Let's get it going. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks for being with us, everyone.
Thank you.